Hi, everyone, and welcome to EduMatch. Thank you so much for joining us. So follow along with us on the video panel at bit.ly/tweet talk75, as well as on Twitter with the hashtag EduMatch. Speaking of EduMatch, did you know that you could be the featured person of the day like Katie that we have here on panel? So yes, go Katie. So just head on over to our website, edumatch.org, and you'll see a sign-up sheet about a third of the way down the page. To be quite honest, there's a little bit of a wait right now, but it's totally worth it because in the meantime, we will get you those connections whenever our person of the day matches up with you. So we'll get you connected. We'll retweet your blog posts. We'll put you in our Voxer group, all kinds of goodies. So just sign up. So tonight we are going to be talking about global educational events, and so super excited to be here to do that. So we have two great panelists and possibly others that might be joining us midstream. But let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. So starting with Fabiana, could you please tell us about yourself?
Okay. My name is Fabiana Casella. I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I teach English as a foreign language here at secondary school now. And well, so glad to be here. Hey, really excited.
And super excited to have you on. So great, great, great. All right. And Katie, how about you?
Hey guys, I'm Katie McNamara. I am a high school teacher librarian in Bakersfield, California, trying to help my kiddos be global contributors. We don't want them to just be consumers, we want to make a difference in the world.
Absolutely. That is what it is all about. Definitely being the content creators and producers and not just consumers. So loving it. All right. So are you all ready to jump into this conversation?
Yes.
All right, let's do this. So the very first question is, what has been your experience connecting with other educators globally, and what do you see as the benefits? So who would like to jump in with that one?
Katie?
Okay, I'll start. So connecting globally is pretty amazing because then that's how I got to meet everyone that's in this panel right now. And every day I learn from these fabulous ladies. And the cool thing about that is I bring it into my classroom the next day and share that new knowledge with those teachers and my students that would never get to meet these two.
All right, fantastic, fantastic. And what about you, Fabiana? What do you say?
Well, I have a long story connecting globally because in 2001, I moved to the United States where I taught in North Carolina as an exchange teacher. So what did this do to me? It opened my mind and it brought me to, wow, you see, so you need to be connected. Then I came back to Argentina because in the States, I had to show all my Argentinian culture and vice versa. You know, when I'm here, what am I doing? I mean, what does the typical teenager look like? They think this way, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so why don't we connect with real people instead of me telling you, this is what I'm telling my students every day, what I tell my students every day. Why don't we connect some way and you know, what are they up to and what they do, what their real lives look like, you see? And that is fantastic.
Absolutely. I love that authentic piece that you brought into it. I was having a conversation with a few of my friends, and they were talking about how great it is when students can like learn together, like come together and learn together. And I saw a great example of that at University of North Carolina. They had the Worldview Conference, and there was a teacher from Texas who was doing a partnership with a teacher in, I can't remember exactly what country, but it was in South America, and both classes were working on a makerspace together, and they were like keeping each other informed of their journey. So I thought that was super dope. All right, so Katie, I see you want to add something to number one?
Right, it's really great for students to connect globally so they gain a better sense of empathy and understanding for other cultures, what other people are going through, and helps them just be better themselves and gives you a sense of perspective when we're complaining about things or whatnot, see what the rest of the world is experiencing and have just a greater understanding and be able to be a better human being.
Absolutely. So it's extremely powerful when coming from a place of like mutual respect and that empathy piece that you're talking about, where the kids can really relate to one another and build those connections and those relationships, and definitely teach each other things. So that is awesome. Absolutely. All right. So for the next question, I'm going to throw this first to Fabiana. So what challenges might there be in connecting? I see that you're thrilled, right? What challenges might there be in connecting globally as opposed to locally, and how can you resolve those?
Well, first of all, you need to know that I don't have a librarian at my school. So, Katie, you're welcome to come and stay with us. So come, please. So we don't have a library. We have a library with books with no persons inside. So, so we need that. And we don't have computers in the library. We have labs with computers, but we don't have computers in the classrooms. So how do we connect? That is a wonderful question. Writing letters? Yes. So that would be the most usual thing, to write a letter to a friend and send it through the normal post. But with the help of my students' cell phones and their willingness to connect, I think that we have come to an agreement with my supervisor's permission and connect some way. I used Microsoft Sway, I used Voxer and Padlet, everything asynchronously. For example, my students' work, I upload everything I can, because if they do something, a written piece, for example, or if I record them with my phone, here's my phone, you see, now I have a big screen phone. But if they do something, I have to take a picture and then upload it. Where? Not at school. I have to do it at home. So it takes me a lot of time. It's a lot of work. And this is what I miss being in the States, because I have all my, my own computer and my classroom and everything. And here I go from class to class. Well, this is where I'm from and this is where I live. So I need to, of course, it's not the reality of most of the schools. There are other schools that are better equipped, but this one is a good one, but we don't have computers in the classroom. So this is the way that I found to do, or that I thought there could be an opportunity to make my students go, outside the global, the walls of the classroom. These children are very lucky because they travel every year to different countries. But anyway, they love to connect on Instagram. After we connect on Padlet or whatever tool I use about anything they want to talk about, they keep on, they exchange their addresses, they're not emails. Emails are, no, that's old story. And Instagram and Snapchat mainly. So I hope you understood what I said.
Yes, absolutely. Great stuff. And I see on Twitter that some people are seconding what you're saying in terms of like the access and the devices available to students. But those are great ways to circumvent them. All right, Katie, how about you?
So challenges are interesting when you're connecting in your own time zones. It's pretty easy. I was trying to connect with a school in France using Buncee Buddies, which is a great way to connect with a whole other country. But we were really set on wanting to do live interaction. Well, there's a huge time zone difference there. So it wound up being impossible. So when you're wanting to do these great things with other countries, it's really cool. I can connect with France. I'm doing stuff with Germany too, but we have to be okay with the old school pen pal idea. If it is a video, maybe it's a video that gets saved and they get to open it later. You're not going to be able to have that live interaction when you're dealing with students in bedtimes.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Yes. When you get into those time zone differentials, then a lot of times it's confusing, especially if you're based in the United States when we observe daylight savings time and some countries don't. So I know that we've had that happen with sometimes when we've had international guests, and they thought that they were 5 hours ahead, but with daylight savings time they were 6 hours ahead. So yeah, absolutely. So that can definitely pose a challenge. All right. So so let's talk about different opportunities and events. Could be events, could be ongoing things. So what are some opportunities for educators to connect themselves or their classrooms globally? So Katie, I'm going to start with you on that one.
Okay, so like I mentioned, Bensi Buddies, that's a really great opportunity to connect. If you're not involved in Bensi, super easy to get connected. Everyone there will help you learn the platform and hook you up with other exciting teachers and their students. Upcoming, oh, help me on the date. I have February 24th in my head. Is that it? EdChange Global Classrooms is coming up, which is the entire world connecting for your students. So no need for a sub day, and oh, it's free. I love that part too. So awesome stuff shared all day long to learn and connect there. And I'm really looking forward to that. I know I'm going to make relationships with people that I'm going to want to continue conversations with long after February is over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great event. And I'm sorry, I did not mean to cut you off, but I was just saying that I will verify that date for you. So I'm pulling it up right now on my screen, and it is February 28th. So I'm going to go ahead and tweet that link out. All right. So great. Thank you, Katie. Awesome events. And what about you, Fabiana?
Well, of course, I connected with you through EdCamp Global, but first because of the 30 Go Challenge when we had the web conference, and EdCamp Global last year in January. I even included my daughter, who is now 9 and speaks English. So, there are possibilities, and the free issue is something that Katie mentioned before, and I said, and I liked it because there is big difference in time zone and also in money. So for us, it's wonderful. So it just depends on you if you want to connect or not. February 21st, no, 28th, I'm not going to be in EdCamp Global because I'm going to be out flying. And then February the 7th comes Bensi, there is a kind of a festival, and they are going to be live from an elementary school. It's wonderful, which is wonderful. So there are opportunities.
Absolutely. And I know that Katie wants to piggyback off that.
Right. So she just reminded me the only way I started this whole global thing was in fact through EdChange Global last year. Oh, amazing event. It was my birthday, guys, and I stayed with it the whole time. That's how amazing it was. Got to meet fabulous people from Germany that do co-spaces and continuing that conversation and finding that time zone thing there because we're trying to get some verbal interaction, live stuff, but that was really exciting. And so the next EdChange Global, it's not on my birthday this year, but close enough. Still July 28th and 29th. So that's coming up, another great opportunity. And what I love about these opportunities to connect globally is there's this free element. Like all these educators get together, and it's not about me being so great and awesome and all of that. It's about coming together and sharing. So the free element of that just really blows my mind that these are caring people that just want to help you out. So much so you can throw a question, like I was stuck and I threw a question out, and within an hour I have several people giving me answers. That's the power of being a connected educator.
Absolutely. That is powerful. There's so many global events. So so you all listed quite a few that are great to check out. I see Katie in the chat. You put the next EdCamp Voice on Voxer, which will be, oh goodness, see, I'm about to draw a blank.
That's why I didn't start it.
Right, exactly. But July 7th coming up. So 7/7/17. So that's how I'm gonna remember it. 7/7/17. So there are so many. I know that both of you talked about EdChange Global and EdChange Global Classrooms, which is coming up. And really, I mean, we don't even have to wait for these events to come around. We can just do it sporadically. Just anyone who's interested in organizing one. It doesn't it doesn't take a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of time. I mean, just throw it out there, find some collaborators and make it happen. And just get it done. Whenever you feel like collaborating, then there's definitely many platforms out there to do it. So definitely would love to invite anyone to join our EduMatch family, which has educators from all over the world. If you go to edumatch.org, then you can see kind of where the featured people of the day have come from. So you'll see that it's like 6 of the 7 continents. I think we're just missing Antarctica. Just give it time, give it time. But definitely those conversations go on all the time. And it's just so great to hear how different education is in different countries, but how similar it is in different countries as well. So definitely a great experience. All right, well, I wanted to thank our 2 awesome panelists, Katie, Fabiana. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to everyone who is watching. I see those numbers down there, so thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to everybody on Twitter. And also wanted to let you know that the Twitter chat will be archived and put back out on Twitter in about maybe 10 minutes or so. And this video will be stripped and the audio will be put on iTunes. So next week we are going to have an episode about Instagram in education. Still currently at this time looking for a moderator. So if anybody wants to moderate that, just tweet at edu_match and we can set that up, make it happen. But if you want to sign up, you can just go to tinyurl.com/edumatch sign up. Also wanted to let you guys know that breaking news, hot off the press. If you're going to be at ISTE, then we are going to be bringing back our 3rd annual EduMatch meetup. So that's going to be at Spaghetti Warehouse on June 25th from 12 to 3. So hope to see y'all there. And yeah, that's a lot of announcements for today. So, but definitely come back next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. If you want to subscribe, then bit.ly/EduMatch podcast. So everyone have a wonderful week.